Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Guys, as always, many things to say, from Gyokeres to Manchester United, but also Leo Messi, Nico Williams and more. Let's jump into it. The many movements on the market as usual. Remember the Here We Go exclusive story from last night, an excellent signing for Newcastle, Anthony Elanga, former Manchester United winger. Man United will get some money because they had a sell-on clause into the deal, something around 7-8 million pounds for Anthony Elanga as a sell-on clause, but also important to say that Newcastle signed a fantastic player. This is a top winger, player they really wanted, with Eddie Howe pushing for this deal to happen. Well, the deal is done, 55 million pounds package, player travelling today to Newcastle for a medical test and contract signing, so everything done. Elanga to Newcastle is a done deal. And now we're going to see what's going to happen also with more deals in England, because first of all, it's important to clarify once again, after exchanging documents and contracts a few weeks ago, now Arsenal and Brentford have completed all the formalities for the midfielder Christian Norgard, the Danish player, to leave Brentford and become a new Arsenal player, replacing Thomas Partey. They replaced Jorginho with Zubimendi and Thomas Partey with Christian Norgard. The player already agreed on everything, the medical is ready, so Norgard can be considered a new Arsenal player. That Here We Go was already in place almost 2 weeks ago. So new midfielder for Mikel Arteta, but the negotiations continue in Portugal for Victor Gyokeres, because all the most important people involved in this Victor Gyokeres saga is and remains in Portugal to try to strike a deal and complete everything as soon as possible for Victor Gyokeres. What's going on? What's going on is that on Sunday, Arsenal had an hope to close the deal very quickly. So Arsenal really wanted to close the deal on Sunday. That was not possible because the Sporting president, Federico Varandas, insists on having 70 million euros guaranteed plus add-ons, while Arsenal were offering 65 million euros plus add-ons. So that was the point. For some can be a small point, but for Sporting it's not just about the money, it's also to show how firm they are in negotiations. On the other side, I can guarantee to you that the leaks around the story were also not helping that much in terms of discussions, negotiations, each part doing their game. So the situation got quite tense on Sunday night. Then on Monday they restarted the negotiations, and today they will continue. So any hour can be the hour of Victor Gyokeres to Arsenal. As of today, Arsenal keep working on this one, Arsenal keep advancing on this one, on the structure of this deal, on the add-ons, how to activate it. So Arsenal keep their optimism and their confidence to sign Victor Gyokeres. Let me say that what I told you on Sunday night and what I keep telling you yesterday, today, is that Victor Gyokeres is doing his best effort. What I can add you today is that, as a detail, Victor Gyokeres also sent some private, personal messages to the president of Sporting, so not only speaking to the directors, to the management, but also sending some personal messages to the president of Sporting to ask him to go to Arsenal. Gyokeres is really doing everything. He gave up on 2 million euros from his salary package for that money to go on the proposal, and so to help Arsenal to facilitate the deal with Sporting, who are being very strong and very tough in these negotiations. But Gyokeres is being very strong and very clear with Sporting. Forget about him going back to training. Forget about him going back to playing football for Sporting. Gyokeres wants to go to Arsenal. That's the message of the player. And so now Arsenal keep advancing in negotiations with Sporting. The talks are continuing also today. Every minute can be important, so let's follow the situation step by step. But Arsenal maintain their optimism and they keep working on the Victor Gyokeres deal. Meanwhile, guys, it's important to mention also that Manchester United, on their side, I keep receiving many questions on that, but they keep working on Bryan Mbeumo. There are many rumors on several players from Spain, from Italy, but I can guarantee to you again this week, Man United fully focused on Bryan Mbeumo deal with Brentford, with conversations still underway, with Man United absolute focus being on Mbeumo, with the player still waiting for Manchester United as a top priority. So they keep advancing, they keep working on this deal for Mbeumo. There is still an agreement to reach with Brentford, but I'm told that the conversations are ongoing to try reach this agreement and let the player travel and complete his move. So Man United keep working on Bryan Mbeumo as absolute priority. Then, many questions on Man United and Victor Osimhen, guys. On social media, sometimes we had these suggestions, but I always told you during the summer transfer window that for Man United that deal was not advancing for one reason. Victor Osimhen never wanted to reduce his salary request, despite what Manchester United and more English clubs wanted to do. For Victor Osimhen, that was never the case. Also, Osimhen has always been very happy at Galatasaray. Galatasaray have now an agreement on the contract of Victor Osimhen until 2028 plus option till 2029. Galatasaray are negotiating with Napoli, 50 million euros plus 5 rejected, 60 million euros rejected. Napoli want 75 million euros release clause, saying that Al Hilal are prepared to pay for the player, but the player has an agreement with Galatasaray. At the moment, not with Al Hilal. This is why Napoli are insisting on a higher fee, but Galatasaray are seen as the favorites to sign Victor Osimhen, with conversations ongoing with Napoli after the agreement done with the Nigerian striker. Obviously, keep an eye on this Osimhen story, because the final fee for Osimhen is also going to be important to understand what Napoli can offer for Darwin Núñez. 50 million euros was never going to be enough for Liverpool, despite the reports we had in the recent hours. Napoli know that with that money, Liverpool will never accept a proposal for Darwin Núñez. But in the next days, in the next 2 weeks, Napoli are expected to try again. For Darwin, he remains their top target. I told you everything about the story, how Darwin opened the doors to Napoli 2 weeks ago, how Napoli started negotiations with the mission more than 10 days ago. So I told you every single detail of this story, and Napoli remain focused on this Darwin Núñez deal. Then, guys, something to mention also on Nico Williams. I wanted to tell you that the new release clause into the contract of Nico Williams, who obviously is not going to Barcelona, he's staying at Athletic Club with a 10-year contract. Well, for Nico Williams, the new release clause is gonna be around 100 million euros. Between the fixed part and taxes, 100 million euros release clause from 2026. So that's an important detail for the future of Nico Williams, who signed a long-term contract at Athletic, but this release clause is now going to change. It was 58 million euros plus taxes up to 62 this summer. Next summer will be 100 million euros. Keep an eye on Rodrigo De Paul, because Rodrigo De Paul is in negotiations to leave Atletico Madrid and go to Inter Miami, eventually joining Leo Messi. I told you about Messi in the recent days here on the channel, how Messi is negotiating with Inter Miami over new contract. They are on the same page, Inter Miami and Messi. They want to continue together, and now Inter Miami want to add a world champion like Rodrigo De Paul. The player is keen on the move. The discussion is very positive between De Paul and Inter Miami. Inter Miami are now negotiating with Atletico Madrid if they can agree a fee this summer. Otherwise, they can go for Rodrigo De Paul on a free transfer from next summer. But for sure, Inter Miami want Rodrigo De Paul. The exclusive story from yesterday is 100% confirmed. And so, guys, let me hear your thoughts on all these stories, from Elanga to Victor Gyokeres, but also Bryan Mbeumo, Osimhen, De Paul, Messi, Nico Williams. I wait for your opinion, guys, here in comments. Remember to like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you soon.